Hi, I'm Kevin Hill, and welcome back to another episode of our very large painting. You guys really seem to want to see it again this week, so we're going to go ahead and do it. Of course, if you're excited for this and you want to see another episode next week, be sure to leave a like or a comment letting me know that you want to see it. All right, let's get started. We'll start off here by mixing up a little bit of brown and black and white on our little detail round. I'm really going to pick up right where we left off last time, and I am going to drop in what feels like some highlight up here. I have my goal for this whole day of painting is let's get as much on the mountain done as we can, hopefully completing it, and then if we can, let's try to block in the foreground areas, at least get them coated with color so that by the time we're done today, the entire canvas will have color on it. That would be really ideal. I have no idea if we'll get there. We'll see. I did squirt out a little clear gel medium, which I'm not going to use right this minute, but just in case I need it, because everything is dry. There, it's all dried since last time, so. There, a little bit like our painting together series, where we have to work on a dry painting, so very similar. All right. Now I'm going to load a little bit of green and blue and some white into a filbert brush, and right up here, just start dropping in some trees. There, see, I want these trees very tiny. They just help to clean up the little area where it's kind of fuzzy. Nice, not too big. Pretty. Very similar to the trees we did last week. There. Now we'll take our 2-inch brush and just a lot of dark color. I really don't care what it is at this point. And I'll throw a little bit of medium in there. Throw some red into it. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just begin to underpaint everything down here. And I'm going to kind of look at my drawing here, and I know this is water, so I'm going to come right in here and just underpaint. There we go. It's not going to take too long, I don't think, with this medium. I would normally not do this, but of course it doesn't make any difference because I'm going to let most of this dry just because I can't paint, I can't finish it today. So by the time we get to the intricate details, it'll be long dry. There, so I'll just take the next couple minutes and do this. Now, as I go, I may end up, and I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm just going to take some yellow, and I just want to throw that yellow in the underpainting loosely like this, red, and, just change it up that way, because at least then your underpainting isn't flat one color. That might help us out. Now I'm continuing just dropping in all these nice dark colors. Had to stop a couple times and squirt out more paint. That's kind of to be expected when you do something this big. Now I'm also glopping it on here more thick than I ever would because I figure it's going to dry by the time we get to do our details, right? It's going to surely be dry. So, a little, kind of stippling it, a little extra texture in there might be a good thing, because when we go to add the details, it's possible that that'll help us create better textures without actually having to paint physically every texture in. Because normally we allow the tooth of the canvas to show through, but the tooth of the canvas is so small compared to the scale of the painting that this might give us a little extra texture that we otherwise wouldn't be able to get. So that's my thought. We'll see how it goes. There. Now I'm going to take a very soft brown color. This brown has a little red in it. And I'm actually going to come down here and just drop in a little bit of, what feels like sand under our water. Nothing like painting and having to get down on your knees to get to a part of the painting, but that's all right. Part of the deal of painting something like this. There. I'm going to brush this in. Good. And I'm allowing these things to melt together, leaving a little bit of space open for our, different, highlights that we're going to have back there for the land. Good stuff. Now, I know I mentioned it last week, but I'm working from a couple of my old paintings, and I'm sort of combining them together into one, so that's what's going on here. This is kind of the transitional area. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Isn't that pretty? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And we're going to go ahead and underpaint the water as well. Not sure exactly what color I want to do the entire. Probably want to make it darker here. A little darker. This is just the background that I want to be super light. And then as we go back take a little bit of our white, and I want to tint it with a little yellow if I can find some. There, maybe there we go. White and a little yellow, a little blue. There, and touch of red into it actually so we won't get green. I don't know, just anything to make a nice bright spot in the background. I'm going to make this fairly wide. All right. Now with our little 3/4 brush, I'm just going to drop in here a couple of evergreen, well, actually quite a few evergreen trees. Some on this side, some on that side of the painting. All righty, there you go. Yikes. Now, I don't want to go too fuzzy, or I'm sorry, too hard. I want them to be fuzzy. They can be detailed, but I just don't want them hard-edged. So, you know, nice variation of color and different things like that, but soft and blurry edges, which, believe it or not, is a little bit tough because we're painting on a dry canvas. So I have to spend an extra minute or two to get those blurry edges, which otherwise would be very easy. There. Ordinarily, I would just reduce the amount of paint, but when the background is dry, reducing the amount of paint doesn't really make the edge blurry. There we go. All right, this is good stuff. I'm going to paint just a couple more on this side and then I'll jump over there. Now right back here with an extremely vibrant yellow, I'm going to drop in some background. There. And this is going to be a silhouette. Now, it's kind of bright. Looking over at my reference, I'm going to throw a little bit over here as well to tie the brightness around, which is nice. Now let's go ahead and take that and sort of dull it down just a bit. I'm going to take some, a little umber or something like that, some green, just whatever I have on the palette. I don't even know. I'm just going to toss these guys right here. Right here, because that's going to break that up. I don't want it that vibrant all over the place. Good, that helps. That helps. Soften it up, make it blurry. Make it blurry. Blurry it. Yikes, what kind of word is that? There. That's it. Make it a little more blurry. Okay, and then take some, if I have some white. Boy, palette space is the hardest part about this. Keep running out of palette space and paint. All right. Now I'm going to continue painting in little evergreen trees. Maybe these are just a touch closer than maybe the other ones we painted, but maybe they're not. There we go. So I'm just going to drop some in very quickly. Well, as quickly as I can. There. Pretty. And of course, these are all clumped together. And I'm going to continue this light back here. I'm not sure why I painted that dark. I probably should have painted it light, but I'll go ahead and cover that up later. I guess I should grab my palette. There we go. Wow, this is a lot of fun though. I've been really enjoying this painting. So again, if you hit that like button and you'd really let us know that you're enjoying this, because I gotta know that you're enjoying it, then we will go ahead and just plan on doing it again next week. But only if you guys want to see that. Otherwise, I can come up with something else like we normally do, and then we'll do this in a couple weeks. So totally up to you. Doesn't matter. I'm just here to do what you guys want. Make a couple now that are getting a little taller, a little bigger maybe. There. Work these out. But yet we can still do them a little bit blurry. Now I'm going to go ahead and just drop in a larger tree up here. Gave myself a little line for a trunk. And there you go. Just drop it right in. Being fairly loose because I know I can detail it with the little detail round later if I want to. It kind of depends on how much detail and emphasis we want right here in this area. I really don't know yet. So I'm going to just paint it up loose. Thinking maybe, well, we might end up not really wanting it that detailed, but maybe just highlight it. I don't know. It's a little too early because a lot of different things have to come together. There. Good. Okay, and I know for a fact I do want to stop right about there because I'm going to slide a light. Let me just show you. Probably won't get it done this week, but you know, I want to have a light back here like that, and I'll make sure the water's straight. I'll actually get a tape measure and make sure that I got at least my water level, because I can't eyeball it. It's just too much, way too long. So I'll kind of make sure that it's straight. That's very important because when you view it from, 20, 30 feet away, you'll be able to see whether or not that water is flat. Okay, good. So anyways, that looks decent. That looks great. I'm just going to pick out a few of these well, a few of these trees where we know we might want some larger, probably get a lot of larger ones over there. Start making them significantly larger and bringing them down lower as well. There. All right, well, that's about all we're going to be able to get done today. But I sure had a lot of fun, and I hope you did too. Of course, don't forget to check out our website, DVDs, and brush line. Thanks for watching.